Welcome. I am the H-Town Vet, and I would like to welcome you to our channel, a place where we will discuss a variety of benefits available to veterans, active duty members, and their dependents. We're just about to get started. Come into the room, family. We're glad that you are here. As I stated earlier, I've checked our sound. I am the H-Town Vet, and I would like to welcome you to this live stream, a place where we will discuss a variety of benefits available to veterans, active duty members, and their dependents. Come into the room, family. Come into the room. We are so glad that you are here. The first person in the room is Betty Bobs. She says, hello. She says, H-Town, hope you had an amazing Tuesday. I did. I wish the same for you, my sister. Hold on. Now let's see what we got. Make this bigger, family. Now that we going it. Franco 1 said, let's go. He said, hey, I'm ready to learn. Well, we're ready to teach, and we're ready to learn also. We have Betty Bob saying hi to Franco. Y'all in the room, family. Thank you. Now, today, we've started where you have to be subscribed at least 5 days. We're going to keep it at that. So if you want to chat, you can sit back and listen. But in order to be active in the chat, you have to be subscribed at least 5 days. We think that's reasonable. That's the way we used to have it. So we did have an open chat for a while. So thank y'all, and we appreciate you. We still want to win your subscription. Now, as usual, if you've been subscribed for 5 days, you can chat. But no trolling, or there will be a block party. Now, Betty Bob said we have 7 likes and 5 watching. We're so glad. Then we have Brother Charleston in the house. Brother Charleston says that High H-Town should make Betty Bob and Franco. We're glad that you're here, Brother Charleston. Y'all getting in early. If this information is informative, please like the video, share and subscribe. If we can win your subscription, we would appreciate it. Now we're about to get on topic, family. So let's get ready to do that. Thank y'all for y'all appreciation, respect. And the topic for today is, we are dealing today with the so-called, veterans. Is everybody pro-veteran? That's the topic. And who is an advocate? Now, and the question is, are most so-called veteran advocates pro-veteran? And we're going to get into that today, family. We're going to go back to the last slide because we want to cover a few things we've been covering lately. And let us know if the sound is okay. We dealt with 2 individuals, Mr. Ryan G and Mr. Gad over here. And they had some interesting things to say. One thing that stood out the most with the representative for the Veteran of Foreign Wars, VFW. Mr. Ryan says he called the benefits that veterans get for their dependents at the 100% level, such as CHAMP VA healthcare and Chapter 35 educational benefits, as perverse incentives. 5 by 5. H-Town, the sound is good. Thank you. Now, we're going into more detail. We're going to cover more tonight, other information that they said, and we're going to break this down and see what the motives are, what's going on here, and we're going to get all into that. Now, the other one, Mr. Gadd, PhD, retired lieutenant colonel, a lot of credentials. He talks about rewarding illnesses. That's his perspective, and just did not believe in veterans getting VA compensation at all. But we're going to point out his hypocrisy tonight, and you let us know if we do just that, or are we providing clickbait? Now, he also put combat veterans at the top and non-combat veterans at the bottom. But I have a sneaking suspicion there's only certain combat veterans, and they may be the ones that define who a combat veteran is, ignoring female veterans and other groups of veterans, such as Black, which I tend to be a part of here, which I am a part of. I'm called Colonel Gadd Smiley. Oh boy, Smiley. Well, we need a name for him. What's the other guy name? What's the nickname we gave for the representative from the Veteran of Foreign Wars? And as we said, our question is, are most so-called veteran advocates pro-veteran? You know, there's a lot of people that represent veterans and do a great job, but our question going to be is the large percentage of them on our team? And we're going to talk about it. Now, as we talked about earlier, we always want to know who we're dealing with. In the 119th Congress, U.S. Congress, I forgot to say it, 18% are veterans out of the total number in the House and Senate. What percentage are Republican? Now, not Republican, Democrat. Let me ask this here. Let me ask you more like this. Are there more Democrats or Republican veterans in the House? Are there more, and Senate? In Congress, are there more Democratic veterans or more Republican veterans? Let us know. Come on, fam. Then why he said, Franco 1 says, somebody named the PhD guy Lieutenant Dan. Lieutenant Dan from yeah, you know, well, you know, it was a serious situation, but yeah, they named Lieutenant Dan from Forrest Gump. Who gonna be Bubba? So let us know, family. Are there more Republican veterans in Congress or more Democratic veterans? There are more Republican veterans. 65% of all congressmen, and that's congressmen, whether they be in the Senate or the House, are veterans. Only 35% are Democrats. More Republican officers, I think, in House than enlisted. Might be that might be true also. Now we're going to talk about the tactics that they use, because they keep talking about veterans and representing us and what are their goals and what they're trying to do. Speak for us. My thing is, they're trying to be our spokesperson, and you got to always be concerned about people trying to be your spokesperson. Okay, this is very important, and I want you to understand this, that we don't want outsiders representing us. Okay. And outsider is anyone that's not veteran first. Don't mean they're not a veteran. That are not veteran first. Okay. When it comes to our health care and VA compensation benefits, we do not want outsiders speaking for us, regardless of their veteran status. So that's one of the tactics that they're using. They're having other people speak for us that don't have our best interests in mind. For example, I'm what you call a Black American, a descendant of freemen from the chattel slavery here in the United States, and the indigenous Black people that are from here. So we're fighting for our reparations as a group, and it's a lineage. Okay, so you just because you're Black, that doesn't mean that you are a descendant of chattel slavery here in the United States. So we were having issues with other people that were Black saying, hey, we don't need no reparations. And we were looking like, whose dude is this? Who lady is this? What is she talking about? What is he talking about? Come to find out, they are recent immigrants or first generation here in the United States as Black. They wouldn't even qualify anyway. So that's how we're dealing with it with our benefits. We don't want others speaking for us, just like we as Black Americans don't want other groups speaking for us. We love them. We respect them. We respect their opinion as an American, but not as a Black American that's descended from chattel slavery. So we as veterans don't want other outsiders representing us when it comes to our VA benefits. Coasty said, hi, H-Town and family. Yes, indeed. Now, so we're going to talk about the tactics here tonight that are used. First thing they do with us as veterans, they'll use the good cop. They talk sweet and kind. You notice that with a lot of people that come in here with us, dealing with us in the chat, on the channel, people don't come in, most of them acting irate. They come in, even if they have hidden motives, they come in nice. They the nicest people. They the kindest people. They the most informative and supportive. During the civil rights movement, I'm talking about the 70s, 60s, and 70s, there was FBI plants in the Black community where they had this theater house where, you know, actors like Sidney Poitier and all the famous actors used to go to back in the 60s and 70s. And this man used to go there. I forget his last name, but he worked for the FBI. Oh, he spent money to clean it up. He used to sweep up the theater and everything, but he was spying for the FBI, and he burned down the building after he spent money built in from the FBI. So that's why I say you got to watch out for when they're playing the good cop, bad cop with us, because you'll see a lot of people in Congress, a lot of people going before Congress speaking for us, but do they really represent us? In the words of DMX, what do they really want from us? And you got to watch out for the good cop, bad cop. The bad cop, he want to arrest you. He want to take your benefits all. I want your benefits right now. Watch out for the ones really that's playing officer friendly. That's going to be the one that gets your guard down. The bad cop you expect, but you can be distracted by the bad cop and not be looking at what the so-called good cop is doing or playing good cop. It's like what Malcolm X used to say about the fox, how innocent they look when they go to hunting, and the wolf. Now the wolf is going to be more vicious, more aggressive, more direct because they're a larger animal. But at the end of the day, whether it's the fox or the wolf hunting, they all both going to end up with the food on their plate. The way they do it is irrelevant. The fact that people that are dealing with us, one has one technique that looks harmless, walking along with you, but they both you're gonna end up on their plate. See, you got to understand something. Misrepresentation of veterans leads to misallocations of benefits. So if they misrepresent us, we have people up there speaking for us, they'll misallocate the benefits that are supposed to come to us family. So we got to be very careful who call themselves representing us. Now, we've been talking about this video. We're going over different clips tonight. It's a Senate hearing on Veteran Affairs, and this is from their channel in the U.S. Senate. And as usual, they always use this terminology that sounds good, like they're pro-vet, right? Putting veterans first is the current VA disability system keeping its promise. So like we like to ask questions here. Say, putting veterans first. That sounds like this is going to be good. Is the current VA disability system keeping its promise? Say, H-Town, you're scaring me tonight. I don't mean to scare you with the analogies. We do apologize, but we want to talk about it because they like to bring up victim, but there ain't no victim unless there's a victimizer. So when they said that we're putting veterans first in this video, in this hearing, they like to say, thank you for your service. The lie detector determined that was a lie. Watch headlines, because remember, Congress and the Senate has a habit. When I say Congress, I'm talking about the House and the Senate, which is part of Congress. They both have the history of being deceptive when it comes to a lot of things, but specifically things relating to veterans and veteran benefits. Remember, they used the Veteran Benefits Improvement Act to give benefits to lawyers that were going to law school. Huh? Come on now. But they titled it the Veteran Improvement Act. Deception. And from what I see, there must have been a lot of backdoor deals going on, because it seemed like they had a meeting before the meeting. They had a meeting about the meeting before they had this hearing, because everybody seemed to be on code. Hey, I'm going to push back a little bit. I'll play good cop, then you come in as bad cop. Then I'll come in and do a little bad cop myself, then go back good cop. Lot going on. Always consider the end of their conversation. So what's really going on now? My thing is, at the end of the day, when they have these back meetings, they're concerned about our percentages and how much money is paid out. And I think that's what they're discussing in Congress on Capitol Hill. Now, my belief, and I'm going to do my best to prove tonight, that the biggest target, although there are 4 types of 100%, unemployability IU, unemployability TIU, then temporary 100%. But my belief, the target is the 100% permanent total. Let me tell you why. And TDIU. But I think they're targeting certain ones, and we're going to go into that. Now, we went over Mr. Ryan G, we'll call him, the other night. Not only did he use the word perverse incentives, he used bad policy. Okay? Bad policy. What was he calling bad policy when it comes to VA compensation benefits? Well, we're going to go into it. Bad policy. He said that CHAMP VA healthcare for you, dependents of a veteran that's 100% permanent total, is bad policy. I got his face up there because I want him to own it. That's what he said. He also was saying that Chapter 35 educational benefits for the dependents of veterans that are permanent total, or TDIU, which is a permanent rating, permanent rating, is bad policy. Why would that be? Let's talk about it. Okay, because both of them indicate a permanent status, either 100% permanent total indicator or 100% permanent under TDIU. So this is the slippery slope that they got going on here. So why is that even important? Well, if they take away the two things that make your condition permanent, being Chapter 35 educational benefits and CHAMP VA healthcare benefits, guess what? On the back door end of the game, they could get rid of permanent VA ratings, such as TDIU and 100% permanent total, without doing it. Legally, it'd be done, because remember, to qualify for a permanent rating, you must have CHAMP VA healthcare, Chapter 35 healthcare insurance. Is that slick or what, family? Is that slick? So calling it these bad names is intentional. And this was by a representative of what? The Veteran of Foreign Wars, a VSO. They want everybody to have a temporary rating, even if it's 100%. Guess what they can do with temporary ratings, such as IU and temporary 100%? They can reduce it eventually. And even if they don't reduce it, let's say they're going to put you at unemployability, individual unemployability. They're going to restrict the amount of work you can do. If they have an issue with you working at all, they may not want you to work at all. If they get rid of permanent ratings, they're going to make sure most people will have individual unemployability, a temporary rating, right? And you will have work restrictions and how much money you can make at a job. Now, remember that you can't make over the poverty level, which is under $16,000. But if you're 100% permanent total, and then even if you follow all the rules, they might pull this back where they try to do it again, where they terminate your unemployability when you reach the age 67. So as time goes on, they're just taking a little bit, they'll chip away. And well, we're going to make it temporary. Now we're going to make it, even if it's temporary and you're able to keep it, once you turn 67, we're going to drop you off. So there'll be no 100%. Did you hear what I said? Come on, family. Diabolical. Watch our video on the 6 factors that affect 100% permanent total rating, right? Now they trying to make a 7th factor, dismantling your 100% permanent total by stripping your dependents of Chapter 35 educational benefits and CHAMP VA healthcare, which is what makes or define your condition as permanent. Now, ain't that something? Now let's deal with Daniel Gadd. I know, PhD, retired lieutenant colonel from the Army. And that smile, he has a smile for the ages. Now, here, what's some of the statements? His belief is you should treat illness, the VA should, don't compensate illness. Now, and he want to redefine what's considered an illness or what's considered service connected. He do not want, in his opinion, I don't know why he is matter, he doesn't want people with tinnitus to be service connected, people with flat feet to be service connected. He disagrees with that. Not a doctor now, from what I know. He wants to totally do away with the VA compensation system when it comes to the average veteran, in my opinion. Now listen to this here. Brother Charleston said it. He say, this sounds like a catch-22, as most disabled veterans are male. In 1996, they passed child support, saying it is the father's responsibility. So if, never thought about it like that, Brother Charleston. So if I'm not able to provide health care for my child or educational benefits, a lot of responsibility tend to fall on the father. You're right. So, and remember, they all up in the child support system. They just passed something. They just passed something about child support. The Man Child Support Act, like it's for men, like they always do, but it's to punish men. Now check this out. It's meant to let me see if I remember how it's worded. That in many situations, they want your child support directly to the federal government, and they're gonna provide the food stamps to the parent of the child that you have, and whatever welfare benefits, and they keep the bigger amount. What if the father's a ball star? So they keep the millions of dollars in child support, giving them the pennies. Come on now. So, you think they wouldn't do that to veterans, especially disabled veterans? Because remember, the federal government can get to your benefits under certain circumstances. So he wants to get that. Mr. Gadd wants to go for that. And as we said, he so-called say combat veterans, but I think he's just pretty much talking about white men, and specifically special forces and military officers. He puts female veterans he don't talk about, non-combat veterans at the bottom, and black veterans. And no, because there wasn't a black person in the room. And we've served in every war. The first person that shed blood for this country was Crispus Attucks in the American Revolution. But they want to speak for all of us. And we're going to talk about it tonight. And they don't talk about veterans that are older. You'll notice a lot of these groups don't support older veterans. They kind of, I ain't gonna say don't support, they're geared toward younger veterans. These are groups that help you get your benefits and things like that. So now, family, we're about to get into it. So I think we're gonna do a reaction video, and we're gonna continue on what we've been covering. And the question is gonna be, right? What are they really saying? That are they really putting veterans first? Is current VA disability system keeping its promise? This is the question that they ask. But you got to be careful with the VA, because they can play both sides of the argument, come across as concerning, and have political theater. Right? Now let's talk about it. And we want to get into this. We're going to talk about it tonight. Fair use, fair use. This is for educational and informative purposes only. Now we're going to go into some clips. So we're going to be jumping around. We're going to go into some clips from, they call him Lieutenant Dan, but we're going to call him Lieutenant Colonel Gadd, okay? And we're going to talk about this tonight. Fair use. This is for informative and educational purposes only. I thought, when I say I was taught to look at all angels, how my mind works. Yes, look at all his angels. Yeah, that happened. I did. I was taught to see the good in everybody myself. So, family, we're going to start off. Let me see if I need to move up some. Fair use. We're going to start off. They talk about the PACT Act, and we're going to go into some. They bring us some interesting statements, and we want your responses, because the PACT Act is a significant thing that they cover, because it is something where many veterans were able to get their benefits. Give me a second. Let me get everything set up. So we're going to start off with covering the comments of Dr. Gadd, and one of the senators is going to bring up the PACT Act, and let's do this.
You know, with the passage and fast-tracked implementation of the PACT Act, It has put a strain on disability claim processes. How can we simplify that?
Well, he's saying that the PACT Act, Senator, oh, ain't that something? Isn't this Senator Tuberville, the same one that's kind of connected to Dr. Gadd? Interesting. So he giving them questions, baby. They know it already, but we're gonna see what happens. Now, so he talking about PACT Act, I thought made things smoother, but let's see what the senator's talking about and the response of Dr. Gadd.
How can we make sure they both work? A lot of money's been put into this.
So how can you make sure the claim process and the PACT Act work? Let me know if you can hear him talking. Give me a speaker or something. Let me know my sound is good when it comes to the information we're doing the reaction video on the Senate hearing.
Anybody?
Senator, I'd like to just briefly point out that there are several things in the PACT Act that are not only problematic from a sort of overloading the system point of view, but also problematic from a moral point of view.
So he has nothing good to say about VA benefits at all. He said overloads the symptoms and it's immoral. They make this sound like we're committing sin by getting our VA benefits. What's really going on here, family? Betty said the sound is good. Senator Tuberville has an angle for sure. Sound is okay. Thank you.
Here's an example. The PACT Act makes hypertension presumptive condition for all Vietnam veterans who are exposed to Agent Orange. What is not mentioned in the PACT Act or any of the discussion around that is that when you norm for age, sex, and race, non-veterans of those age groups have the same exact hypertension rates as veterans do in those age groups.
Did you see it? You talking about H-Town bringing up race? Excuse me? So he's norming for age, race, and gender. Let me play that again to make sure I'm right. We have Terrell Mullins in Everybody Show Love. Say it's good. Now let's see what's going on. The sound is good. Now let's see what he said here. Why he bringing race into it? I thought H-Town, everybody, hey H-Town, why you always bring up race? They don't have no black people in the Senate part of the game or testifying, but what you bringing race in it for?
It makes hypertension presumptive condition for all Vietnam veterans who are exposed to Agent Orange. What is not mentioned in the PACT Act or any of the discussion around that is that when you norm for age, sex, and race.
So they norm for age, sex, and race. Certain people, especially veterans that are black, maybe even Hispanic, but particularly black, they gonna catch hypertension anyway. Yeah, that's so they don't need no benefits because they gonna get hypertension anyway. Well, you don't know where I got it from. If they were in Vietnam, it's presumptive. Nah, we don't want it presumptive based on gender, based on race or age. You're gonna get it when you get old anyway. Watching.
Non-veterans of those age groups have the same exact hypertension rates as veterans do in those age groups. So we're compensating for something that is, forgive the expression, but old fat people get hypertension. That's going to happen to sort of all of us at some point.
Look at him. Just he don't have nothing good to say about veterans. Old fat people. Is that a way to now? Is that a way to talk about veterans as old fat people?
But what the PACT Act did was allowed people to shift the responsibility for those lifestyle conditions from themselves to the government and blame the government for problems that are not the fault of the government, and therefore therefore taxpayers are taking a bath on that.
So it's our lifestyle, not the injuries that we occurred in service. They don't pay us for our bad lifestyle. They pay us for, compensate us for our injuries, conditions that occurred in the military and their severity level based on our ability to not function in daily life or in a work setting. Charleston says, sure, enlisted poor civilian males are all exposed to work chemicals. I work with solvents in Navy in my MOS. Yes, because the enlisted tend to do the hands-on stuff.
Thank you. So
Let's see what he's saying.
anybody, what simple changes do we need to make sure disability claims go to the right people?
Who are the right people? Are you basing that based on age, gender, and race, as you just brought up? Listen to him. Now we're going to go on, family. Do you see how they setting up this scene? All are asses. Hey, he's representing his state. He's representing our country. Show some respect to Mr. Stubberfield. Now, senator with a nice suit on and tie. Come on, family. Now, that's the first clip, fam. What y'all think of that? Now, family, we're going to go to the next one where they're going to start talking about something else. They're going to start talking about such things as the VA disability. Disabled veterans are trapped. So, family, go ahead if you got any comments. I said what I think. Oh, Lord, we're going to let you express yourself. Now we're going to go, family, we're just going through little clips of it. This is getting interesting. And I want you to hear how they're doing the back and forth, how they feeding with these backdoor deals, in my opinion. Fam, we're going to, and so we need to understand that people are making decisions on our livelihood, and we need to be a part of what's going on. We need to know what's going on. Now we're going to go to this second. Now this senator, she starts bringing up about veterans being trapped, and they're talking to the gift that keeps on giving, Lieutenant Colonel Gadd. Being trapped, family. Fair use, fair use. Now, let's talk about it.
Evaluations to look at and audits to do once we get back in business.
Okay. And Mr. Gade, thank you for your testimony. And I noted in there that you made a strong case that the disability system sometimes will trap veterans. So
they saying the disability system traps us, doesn't compensate us, don't help try to restore our life. It traps us. Like somebody's trapped in welfare, generations of welfare. Well, number one, the benefits don't go to nobody but the veteran who earned it and their dependents, what the VA defined as dependents. So do you feel trapped, family, about as you get your VA disability? Does your VA disability benefits make you feel trapped? Put a cage in the chat, or trapped, or just put no if you don't, it doesn't make you feel trapped. Do you feel trapped, family? Let us know. Do your VA disability make you feel trapped? Charleston said no. Let us continue. Let's see what Dr. She said Gade. I said Gad. You know I'm Southern. Tara says no. Kosi say no, it doesn't make you feel trapped. But this is what the Congress lady, Miss Black, I can't see her name, Blackberry, I can't see the full name. Let me see. Blackburn says, and that she's kind of summarizing what Lieutenant Colonel Gade has said. Let's see. Betty say, no, it doesn't make her feel trapped. You're trapped when you ain't got no money, no way to help compensate for your loss.
What is the first couple of things that you think Congress could change that would help clean the system up?
Yes, ma'am.
So clean the system up. So she gave him a softball. Clean the system up is to get rid of anything that's going to give veterans VA disability compensation, or that's going to get veterans back up out there in the job market. Huh?
Thank you for that question. So the very first thing that I think ought to be changed is how we talk about the word disability. So only in the VA system are flat feet a disability. Only.
So flat feet ain't a disability, but if the VA service calls your flat feet, it is a disability. It's something that limits you, that damages you. It's an injury. Now listen, if you had it before you went in, the military can aggravate. So he wants to get rid of aggravation, because they pay you for it if it's causation, if the military calls your flat feet. But if they let you in the military and with flat feet, and your flat feet get worse because of your military service, that is aggravation. He wants to get rid of aggravation. So if you come in with a pre-existing condition and your military service makes it worse, he don't want you to get compensated for it. Do you see the diabolical stuff going on here? Well, let's talk.
Only in the VA system is tinnitus a disability, because what we have is an overbroad definition of the word.
So now he wants to get rid of tinnitus, which is the #1 service-connected condition that's usually at 0% or 10%. People ain't getting but $100 and some a month, and he don't want them to have that.
If we went to the ACS, the American Community
Got it.
Survey
Yep.
definition, or we went to any other publicly available definition, like the Social Security disability definition, what we would have is the ability then to put more money to things that matter, things like employment, things like rehabilitation.
So VA disability don't matter. The PACT Act don't matter. Social Security working and employment matters, whether you healthy enough to do it or not. Put money toward things that matters. Of course, he's saying this because he don't get no disability, right? He don't get no VA compensation, right? So he wanted going toward things that matter, right? Because he's not getting any of that. Huh? Look like he's doing financially well. Looks may be deceiving. Now, Charleston say they want to place veterans in second-class citizenship, give them some power or pleasure. Yes, just a little bit to satisfy the masses.
Things like medical care, and less money in transfer payments that we know are causing people to be sicker. And
so transfer payments are your VA disability. See, coming up with them slick weasel words, watch deceptive words. They just want to pay for your treatment. Well, guess what? They could treat you, but you may not even have enough money to get to your appointment. You may not have nowhere to stay. You're living under a bridge, but you got free health care. That's going to be what? That could depend on whether the quality is good or not. Some people use their VA compensation to with their own health care outside the VA. Well, if you don't get your VA compensation, you won't be able to do that.
to be trapped in this cycle of malaise. So that's the very first
Cycle of malaise. He using these big words.
thing I would say.
Okay, and Ms. Curta, would
Now, family, what you think about that? They say it keeps us trapped. Now let's talk about the work thing now. So they talk about the VA disability. First, they talked about the PACT Act and what they need to do to gut that. Then they're talking about veterans being trapped as disabled veterans. Now they going over into the work part of the game. Now they want to go where they can get you back to work and cut off your VA compensation. How can you work if you can't work? That is a serious question, and we want answers from the Congress, the Senate, and the House, and Mr. Gadd, how can you work if you can't work? Y'all hear what Coach just said? Can you really work if you can't work? I want to know. I thought he was the expert. I thought he was the expert. Family, I think I went right to where I need to go. Now we going, first we talked about the PACT Act, them trying to dismantle it. Then we started talking about, we just went over being a disabled veteran and feeling trapped. That's why you need to get out and work. That's why you don't need the compensation. They need to just focus on your health, not you having, if you ain't got the proper financial ability to take care of yourself, that causes more health problems. Stress. Does stress cause more problems? Now Charles said, Coasty, you want answers? He said he want the truth. You can't handle the truth. Now, here we go. Boy, y'all something. I love y'all, family. Family, let's get into it here. Now they're talking about the workplace and being disabled in the workplace. Disabled veteran going back to work. But Coasty already said, how can you work if you can't work? This is what they're trying to get you to do. Let's get back to it. Let's talk about
We
it.
appreciate you all being here and again on such an important topic. While we have recently seen progress ensuring veterans are receiving claims decisions in a timely manner,
So good cop, he doing a good cop tactic. Veteran receiving their benefits in a timely manner. Good cop, pivot coming.
and provided adequate benefits that align with their service, there's still more work to do.
Here you go. He opened the door. More work to do. Very vague and general.
As evidence, I have veterans in my state waiting on decisions for years and years, some perishing before they can get a final ruling after years of waiting.
So he gives lip service. He touch your pain. He said, yes, some veterans pass before they get their benefits. What happened to those benefits that the veteran passed away, especially if they don't have any dependents? The VA keep that money. I don't see Dr. Gade talking about that.
I'm confident in the VA's disability system, but that confidence comes not without the desire to continue pushing it forward to best serve our nation's heroes.
How can you serve us by cutting us off and trying to force us to work when we disabled like that? I mean, like gainful employment. Some do work.
Mr. Gade, I'm interested in the principle meaningful employment is a powerful medicine. You outlined in your testimony
So now meaningful employment is medicine. It's the cure. Meaningful employment is the medicine that you need. Now, as a sailor, I trust Senator Bozeman. Okay, okay, you said that. Oh Lord, too many sailors in the Congress. Now, he's saying that. Let's see. Now, I want to say his word again. Let me see. $21. Maybe I missed something.
While we have recently seen progress ensuring veterans are receiving claims decisions in a timely manner and provided adequate benefits that align with their service, there's still more work to do. As evidence, I have veterans in my state waiting on decisions for years and years, some perishing before they can get a final ruling after years of waiting.
Good
I'm
cop.
confident in the VA's disability system, but that confidence comes not without the desire to continue pushing it forward to best serve our nation's heroes. Mr. Gade, I'm interested in the principle meaningful employment is a powerful medicine. You outlined in your testimony.
Meaningful employment is a powerful medicine for veterans. That's your medication, they saying.
Testimony like you, I believe that active participation in the workforce and larger society serves as a powerful remedy to some of the issues our veterans face.
So that's y'all medicine. Some of the issues, all you need for your PTSD is work. That's going to help cure you. They not playing now. You need full-time work.
What ideas do you have for this committee and the VA on how we could support that principle through the compensation system without creating fear or hesitation among veterans about losing their benefits?
Help them through that's some slick talk. That's 2 lies for the price of 1. Help them through the compensation system to calm their fears. How you gonna help them if you're talking about taking their compensation away and calm their fears? So put them to sleep and get them focused on the shiny thing over to the left while they take the money on the right.
Thanks, sir. In my written testimony that I submitted for the committee, there's a report of something called the Independence Project that I also referred to in my oral testimony. And the Independence Project was a randomized control trial where we took 2 groups of veterans and we gave one certain benefits and we did not give anything to the other. We just monitored them.
So they did like a lab rat study where they hypothetically gave some veterans benefits and the other ones they didn't give nothing. Let me go, huh?
And the veterans who were given the incentives up front to thrive.
So meaning they gave them jobs, opportunities for jobs to thrive, and they gave the other veterans. Hold on. This guy here. Give me a second. 21.
Were able to, and we gave one certain benefits and we did not give anything to the other. We just monitored them.
So one benefits, he's not being clear, and the other one he didn't give anything.
And the veterans who were given the incentives up front to thrive were able to do so. And those gains in employment, not only in the percent of them who were employed, but also in their salaries, and their gains in physical and mental health sustained far after the incentive payments ended. So what you have is the ability right there, the scientific
incentive payments ended, so they were giving them a little money in this study and go ahead and go get jobs and stuff, and they were doing good after the incentive payments ended. So in this study that he did, those incentive payments are just temporary compensation, and when you get a full-time job, they cut it off even after it was over. The other ones that was like with the benefits all the time, but they didn't do nothing else. We're gonna see what they say about them.
basis exists to put incentives in place to get the kind of positive outcomes that we want and to not get the negative outcomes that we want.
Very good.
Positive outcomes being getting you off your VA compensation. Negative outcomes if you getting your VA disability for the rest of your life. Come on now. Look at it. That's your man. That's our man now. He was in the Army. Now, let's see. Coasty say, who is going to a person that limps into an interview because their knees are shot and bent over because their back is shot? Talk to me now. Real talk, brother. Now listen, Brother Charles, that was from Coasty. Brother Charleston says, scary part is they think they're helping. So, from Betty Bob say, so that's what those studies were for. Come on now, that's why I don't do them studies. I don't mess with them. You can do them if you want to, but they meant to undermine us, and they always say, this is not going to have no effect on your benefits. Not according to what this gentleman saying here. They've been using them to harm us getting our VA compensation. Huh? The same studies they say wouldn't have no impact on your disability. Isn't that what they say? Now, family, y'all see what's going on. So now they talking about the work. Now let's talking about, oh, now we got to go to the, here's the problem, family. Better Bob say exactly, H-Town, 100%. Forgot to say higher. Yes, indeed. Now listen, how you gonna get a job without getting hired? How you gonna get a job when some of them are asked, do you have any physical things that limit you from doing a job? Or mental health conditions? Now we're gonna talk about your VA disability making you a professional veteran. Y'all trying to become professional veterans out here. That's the problem. Or so that's the position of a certain senator. Let's talk about it. That you trying to become. Have you ever heard the term professional veteran? What is a professional veteran? Somebody tell me. Somebody let me know. We're gonna pull that one up, family. They trying to say that you sitting here trying to. They used to call them welfare queens back in the 70s. Huh? So we going into this professional veteran. So they want you retired from being a disabled veteran. Now H-Town wants answers. Huh? I'm triggered. Am I triggered? Yeah. I want the truth. Oh my Lord. Let's get back to this here. Let's see what's going on. Now we're going to hear another distinguished senator speak. Let's do this.
Combat veteran, I take these issues very seriously, and I want to echo some comments made from our VFW partners about some poisonous and disgusting rhetoric from the Washington Post recently that accused our veteran community and our broader veteran service organization community of fraud, of taking advantage of the American people.
Good cop, he playing good cop. So the same, they don't even try to hide it. The same senators that play good cop is the same one that's going to play bad cop.
When this group of people, this body of veterans, raised their hand and swore an oath to defend this country, the system's not perfect. There's no question. The VA is not perfect. Veterans are not perfect, and there is fraud, no doubt. But the byline of that rhetoric should not be attacking the people that chose to defend this nation. It should be an internal examination of how we do things better in this government and how we make the VA focused on veteran outcomes and patient outcomes and not process. We've been lost in the bureaucracy for too long in the VA. It's about time we have a customer service-oriented organization that's focused on optimal outcomes for veterans.
What do they define as optimum outcomes? What are the outcomes they want? Us getting where we can get healthy enough to go back to work? What are the outcomes, fam?
Outcomes for veterans. Veterans, not victims, is my favorite saying. We're not.
Wait a minute. Didn't we hear that somewhere before? Veterans, not victims? Wait a minute, fam. Hey, well, hey. Oh, okay. I don't see it. That was from Pastor Dougie. Oh, I didn't mean to show that. Yeah. Didn't Pastor Dougie say, you ain't victims going back and back for your claim? So this senator saying the same thing that Pastor Dougie said. We are not victims. Are they reading from a script? Talk to me now. Talk to me. Now, come on now, fam. What's going on? They using the word victim. They want to make you feel guilty for getting your VA disability. It took so many years for Vietnam veterans and Desert Storm veterans to want to apply for their benefits because they act like, oh, no, I don't want to do that. That could go to some other veteran. And then they got people getting VA disability that play softball, which is okay. But if we served on ships, not myself, we served in motor pools and we get injured, we deserve it too. If you pay people that got injured playing softball and football for the military and basketball. Come on now, fam.
Victims, we don't come back sorry, asking for handouts. We come back wanting a new mission in life and wanting to be empowered to continue to serve our country in law enforcement, in government service, even in entrepreneurs. We want our veterans to come home and be empowered, not treated like victims.
There you go with that word victim again, empowered. Why do it seem to me that every time they say empowered, that means a job? And if you get a job, you don't qualify for your disability no more. Brother Charleston says, sounds like Congress want healthy veterans to re-enlist. Oh, Lord. Yes, indeed. Don't it?
But sometimes they need that help to do so. And I'd welcome your thoughts specifically. I think Dr. Cade related to specifically how does our incentive system within disability claims, how's our incentive system within the transition process? Are we incentivizing veterans to succeed at the end of that process, or instead are we driving them into a cul-de-sac of dependence? Because ultimately we want
cul-de-sac of dependence. So they trapped again in this cul-de-sac with no way out, a dead end. Huh? And why do they see him as the expert when he's grinning about veterans and their benefits?
to help them as a bridge to another successful chapter in life. We don't want them to be professional veterans when they're done.
Professional veterans when they're done. Do you take any offense to him calling us professional veterans? What about professional ex-Naval SEALs? Huh? What about professional ex-presidents? So now, wow, professional veterans. What y'all think of that, family?
We want them to be done and be proud of their service, but then open a new chapter for their life and succeed there.
New chapter, open new chapter is go to an interview, get a job.
Sir, thanks for that question.
Now listen to what he said.
Sir, thanks for that question. When I went through the disability, or when I went through the transition assistance program when I was leaving.
Hold on. He went from the disability to transition assistant program. This joker is a disabled veteran. He slipped up and said it and caught himself. Did he just do that? Huh? Is that what he just did? Gotcha. He just slipped up and said he's a disabled veteran, but he doesn't want other veterans to get their disability. Gotcha, partner. Gotcha. Huh? Did you hear what he just said? We're going to repeat this again. Listen to what he just said. And y'all tell me if I'm lying. Did you hear the same thing I did?
Sir, thanks for that question. When I went through the disability, or when I went through
the disability, he about to say the disability claim process and caught himself. Huh? Didn't he just catch himself?
The transition assistance program when I was leaving the military.
When I was leaving the military, so he got out with his disability. Transition. He didn't want to talk about the disability he got. He got his full retirement. He most likely got his full retirement. He got his VA disability, and they helped him on the transition on the way out. He didn't want to talk about the disability part because he was sick because he went to Walter Reed. He was getting treatment in service for his leg and other conditions that he ain't saying. And you telling me ain't none of those with mental health? Let's see what our brother Coasty said. Say, what incentive does this give anyone to enlist? You hurt your own. You hurt on your own. Yes. He's sick, Coasty say. Yeah, he's sick. He got his disability. Did you hear him slip up and say it? If y'all heard him say that he, when he was working on his disability, put a 1 in the chat if you heard that. If you heard him say That's what you get out. When I was working on my disability, listen, let's see. Put a 1 in the chat if you heard it too. Or am I misrepresenting?
Or instead, are we driving them into a cul-de-sac of dependence? Because ultimately, we want to help them as a bridge to another successful chapter in life.
He's in that cul-de-sac of dependence.
We don't want them to be professional veterans when they're done. We want them to be done and be proud of their service, but then open a new chapter for their life and succeed there.
Is he a professional veteran?
Sir, thanks for that question.
Mr.
When I
Gadd.
went through the disability, or
When I went through the disability, you see, he said when he personally, not nobody else, when I went through the disability claims process, that's what he want to say. When I was filing for my claim, Betty heard that. That's what she heard. That's what Coastie heard. He can't keep his life straight, can he? Smiley said it. Number one.
I went through the transition assistance program when I was leaving the military.
Now he when you talk about him, I do like that veteran in the black back, the one with the beard. He looking at him like, man, this garbage that you spewing. You'll see he have all kind of expressions. You see how he looking at him? I would love to know what's on his mind.
We spent about half a day on employment stuff and about a day and a half on how to file disability claims.
So half a day on employment stuff and the rest of the time on how to file claims. Like that's bad. But he showed filed his, didn't he?
And the proverbial little old lady in tennis shoes stood up there and said, claim everything you can. It's free money. All you got to do is go get it.
You ain't never heard nobody say, who ain't ever heard that they told you, go claim it as free money? Whoever, that's a lie. What little old lady? That's like they're always saying that everybody almost been carjacked by a black person. If they didn't get victimized by one, I almost got carjacked. Everybody got this like almost like erotic thing. Well, they almost got me. Smiley was coached. Watch out for Smiley here. Such a lie. So he going and throwing us under the bus, talking about we file everything you can, whether you get it or not. They might tell you to file everything that you feel you're entitled to, but just file whatever you can. Did you hear this man?
We spent about half a day on employment stuff and about a day and a half on how to file disability claims. And the proverbial little old lady in tennis shoes stood up there and said, claim everything you can. It's free money. All you got to do is go get it.
Claim everything you can. It's free money. All you got to go do is get it. You hear this guy? What's her name? Where's she at? Give us proof that somebody told you that.
And if you have these conditions, you get this. But if you look at the DBQ carefully, and she like stomped on the floor and said, if you look at the DBQ carefully, you can see that if you have these conditions, you can get to 70%. And if you have these conditions, you can get to 100%.
Listen, that is called a rating criteria that's on the DBQ. That's the symptoms at those levels. That's law. They act like they're doing something. She was saying something illegal. If somebody told them that on the DBQ, they have to do it for checks and balances to make sure veterans, when they're fighting legally for their benefits, will know why they didn't get a high rating. Well, you didn't have these symptoms. What you talking about? Oh, this is a cheat code. You know the symptoms, so you can pretend like you got the symptoms. Did you hear that? Why don't you get the woman prosecuted, the little old lady that you made up in your head? Where's she at? Coastie say, when I got out, no one mentioned anything about disability or even the VA. If nobody mentioned anything about disability or the VA when you was getting out, put nobody in the chat. That pretty much, I really didn't know. I'll say one person. Did somebody tell me? Maybe one person said something, but I didn't know what to do. How many people told you about VA disability on your way out? I mean, clearly told you. If it goes to clearly told me what to do, 0. Who told you about how to file disability? Nobody. Put nobody in the chat if they did. Nobody. I may have heard some, but nobody. Who told you, family? Nobody for Coastie. Nobody for me. May have heard a little bit about something. I didn't know what they was talking about. Say same here, Coastie. Nobody. Just VA home loan. Nobody. Now, no, nobody told me how to really do nothing with nothing. I heard a little something, but not how to file a claim and all that. No. Coastie say when I got out, no one mentioned anything about disability or even VA. Betty say what I remember, it was 15 minutes how to file a claim. Yeah, I heard a little something, but nobody gave me directions. Tennessee, was she in the National Guard civilian who? Man. Now, Charles say same here, Coastie. Nobody, just VA home loan. They told us how to tie a tie and stuff like that. Oh, and whoever I heard from wasn't from no VA people. It wasn't from nobody in the military about VA claims. Some veteran may have mentioned something, but nobody told me how the process worked or nothing. I couldn't do nothing. Not listen.
And so it was right there in front of people that all you have to do is exaggerate and you can get paid more.
Hold on. How are you going to make that conclusion? How are you going to assume that veterans are exaggerating and you can make more money? They just telling you what the process is. We need to know what the symptoms are because the VA will underrate us. So Coastie say, who is this old lady? Somebody made up in the figment of his imagination, in my opinion.
That's not actually my main problem. My main problem is what happens then. Because if a veteran is separated from the labor market, they don't work anymore. They're sitting at home, they're sitting on the couch.
Separated from the labor market, sitting at home, sitting on the couch because they lazy or because they have injuries where they're immobile.
Their wife is going to work. If it's a male veteran, the children are going to school. And what happens when those people come back home is the veteran is still sitting there. And that's a life of.
So you've been sitting on the couch from when they went to work and when they came back. Smiley had a wet dream. Lord, where's this old lady at that's exploiting the VA system?
Of disempowerment, not empowerment. And men get so much identity from their work that we ought to be putting all of our effort into positive, meaningful, gainful employment.
We get, as men, we get so much identity from our work that we need to put all the energy into getting us back to work and off these VA benefits. Y'all are best. Oh, boy.
And get away from saying to everybody, hey, get everything you can from the government. All you got to do is fill out this little form and we'll give you disability payments.
Get everything you can. All you got to do is fill out this little form and we'll give you disability payments. This man is, and the Congress chose him because of this, him saying this thing. The Senate did. Come on now.
The right things, and that's what I'm just begging folks to focus on.
But we're at the end of my 5 minutes, so I'm sorry. You want to wrap up quick?
For the triple amputee and the person with a traumatic brain injury. What happens when those people come back home is the veteran is still sitting there. And that's a life of disempowerment, not empowerment. And men get so much identity from their work that we ought to be putting all of our effort into positive, meaningful, gainful employment and get away from saying to everybody, hey, get everything you can from the government. All you got to do is fill out this little form and we'll give you disability payments. Thank you.
This little form, are they little forms? And you automatically get it? He got his that way because he's an officer. He had to hook up, most likely. We didn't get it like that. He just don't want you to be able to get it. He just slipped up and said that he was in this because he was trying to get his.
That's exactly right. And disability is too oftentimes confused that if you're able to work, you don't deserve that disability. And the truth is that disability is a recognition that you're going to carry that injury, that condition for the rest of your life, and you can never heal from that because
He's talking out of both sides of his neck. What are you talking about? He ain't talking about carrying it the rest of your life.
of what you did for this country. What do we think about alternatives to how the disability system is currently structured? And this is open to anybody.
Now, this is what the meat of the matter. It was 14 pages long. Mine was several pages too. 6 or 7, I forget how many. Those back forms are 14 pages long. I hear you, Betty Bops. Now listen, where are you going to get this gainful employment? Has he seen the unemployment rate? And who's hiring an older veteran with health conditions? Healthy older veterans can't find no job. Are we going to push the teenager working at McDonald's out of their job? They already got the undocumented illegals doing that. So we going to push them out their job?
I mean, how can we better structure this so that after our veterans leave, take the uniform off, we're incentivizing them to find new careers and succeed in those careers, but still recognizing they have conditions they have to live with?
Yeah, you're going to work. Even though you got conditions you got to live with, you're going to have to get out there and work, partner. That's what he's saying.
Sir, if I may really quick, the way that we talk about disability is different than any other program talks about disability. The bar is much lower. The conditions are much broader. If, and I'm not making this proposal necessarily, but if we were to take the people 60% and below in 2024 annual benefits report, and we were to say, you know what, those are conditions that we're going to treat for, but we're not going to compensate for those because they're not a disability by any other definition of the word.
There you go. So he's saying if you have a rating under 70%, you shouldn't get nothing. What if you're 60% unemployable, paid at 100? You shouldn't get nothing. If you don't have at least a 70% rating, you shouldn't get nothing. And he was slick, this evil person. I'm not saying he should do this. Listen to this joker. I want y'all to hear what's going on here. We got to fight this. We can't sit back on this. You have to be 70% or more in this book.
The bar is much lower. The conditions are much broader. If, and I'm not making this proposal necessarily, but if we were to
I'm not making it necessarily, so why are you bringing it up?
take the people 60% and below in 2024 annual benefits report, and we were to say, you know what, those are conditions that we're going to treat for, but we're not going to compensate for those because they're not.
So they going to take most, that's going to knock off at least 40. I'm have to find out how many people are 60 or below. Is that going to be at least 50? Well, that's going to be a lot of people. That might be at least half of all disabled veterans. We're going to have to find out. This is outrageous, ain't it, family?
They're not a disability by any other definition of the word. What you would do.
Oh, it's really not a disability, your back, if you have less than a 60% rating.
Is you would save $20 billion a year that you could then put towards meaningful job programs. You could put.
So you put it toward job programs and some of it in their pocket. Now listen to Charleston. How can you fix cancer or breathing lung problems? Lung transplant. How can you fix constructive sleep apnea? Seizures. Family. Knee replacement that still affects you.
Towards internships and externships and education and even higher benefits for the
Internships, externships. High benefits for who?
triple amputee and the
Extra benefits for triple amputee. How convenient that he bringing up people. He's an amputee. So he covers himself.
the person with a traumatic brain injury, there's a way to do this that's smart and that incentivizes the right things, and that's what I'm just begging folks to focus on.
Well, we're at the end of my 5 minutes, so
He let him get that dirt out, didn't he? Yeah, I used my 5 minutes for that. Now, this sounds like, to me, family, and y'all tell me, this sounds like the sick call police, family. Don't this sound like the sick call police? So this is sick call police outside of the military. They regulating you outside the military. They try to keep you from getting your benefits inside the military. Now they're trying to discourage you from keeping your benefits outside the military. Now, who else gonna break it down like H-Town? Say they calling you victims, they shaming you. Uh-oh. Family, the gift that keeps on giving. This is our last section. We've been in here over an hour and 24 minutes, and we ain't gonna keep you long, but we're gonna get on to the information. We're gonna try not to keep you long. PTSD is curable. Family, if you believe that PTSD is curable most of the time, let's just say, who think PTSD is curable? Put a pill emoji in the chat or say yes. Or put an in the chat or say no. Do you think that PTSD is curable? That you can be cured from PTSD? Yes or no? Or put a pill in the chat for yes. Come on, family, let us know. We have 10 likes and 9 watching. Let us know, family. I hope this information. Charlton say post-traumatic stress disorder cannot, and we talking about either other mental health too. No. Coasty say no. Can't be cured. You can't cure PTSD. Now we're going to do the last clip. It was a 2-hour video, so we going through it, family. Boy, they something else. Betty Bob say no, it can't be cured. And he ain't even how he can cure something. Have a doctor told you it can be cured? Have you ever heard of a mental health professional say that your mental health condition can be cured? Have you ever heard your doctor say that to you? Come on, man. This guy, I don't know. Where'd he get this guy? They got him doing what they want to do. Now, family, let's get to it. The last clip. Is PTSD curable?
Your level. Thank you.
Anyone else? Mr. Gade?
Senator, just briefly, and I'm sorry that she departed earlier. Senator Duckworth and I were in the hospital together. She was wounded 2 months before I was.
I think Senator Duckworth was the one they was trying to get on. Remember, she was a helicopter pilot, lost her legs. I believe that's her. And they was trying to harass her about having a house with tax exemption on it. He was in the hospital because I guess he was an amputee too.
And so I wish that we had been able to have that conversation that she directed to me in a two-way direction, but unfortunately I had to sit here. What I believe about mental health reform is that the system should better address invisible wounds like PTSD, but without incentive.
So he's saying that they should better address invisible wounds. He's using our terminology, but without. So whatever he said before, he said they should address PTSD, but without, that wipes away what he's about to say, in my opinion. Now, listen, PTSD treatable with medication, situation aversion, not cured. They confuse. I hear you, brother. I agree. Now listen to this guy.
About mental health reform is that the system should better address invisible wounds like PTSD, but without incentivizing long-term disability. PTSD is curable. PTSD is possible to recover from and lead a full and thriving life.
PTSD is curable. It's possible to recover from, he says, and live a long and fulfilling life. Please let me play that back. See, ain't nobody else going over this with you.
Believe about mental health reform is that the system should better address invisible wounds like PTSD, but without incentivizing long-term disability. PTSD is curable.
So don't incentivize long-term disability. It should be temporary.
PTSD is possible to recover from and lead a full and thriving life.
So you can recover from PTSD, and by happenstance, you can recover from any mental health condition. Smiley got a medical degree. He's a joke, man.
But a veteran who's labeled 100% permanent and total before the efforts have been made to get better is one whose life is made worse by that system.
So if you're 100% permanent total for a mental health condition before efforts have been made to get better, hold on, you're not a doctor. He's not a doctor, Coastie said. Charlton said a quack. So he gonna be in there in your medical business with your doctor, probably going through your medical records, probably want to subpoena your private medical records. Man, you hear this dude? This the last part of it.
Long-term disability. PTSD is curable. PTSD is possible to recover from and lead a full and thriving life. But a veteran who's labeled 100% permanent and total before the efforts have been made to get better is one whose life is made worse by that system. And that's been
So they gotta make the effort to get better.
my argument for the last 20 years, and it will be my argument until
I think Sean Ryan got his 100%, or he got close to it. He got his disability, but he's still making millions, right? So should he stop getting his? Should Pastor Dougie or any of the other congressmen, if they getting it, should they stop getting theirs?
my dying day, and I'm sorry that Senator Duckworth missed that.
Hold on, I want to hear you talking about his dying day.
A veteran who's labeled 100% permanent and total before the efforts have been made to get better is one whose life is made worse by that system. And that's been my argument for the last 20 years, and it will be my argument until my dying day. And I'm sorry that Senator Duckworth missed that.
He says it's going to be his argument to his dying day. He has a PhD, not in medicine. Come on now. Look at him. Look at him. He'd be happy when he finished.
Anyone else?
He'd be happy when he finished. That's it on that, family. Family, what y'all think about this stuff? What's going on around here? What y'all think? Give us your attitude. Did they cover it properly, family? Huh? See, I always tie everything in. Let's tie it in. They told us that this would be about what? They told us the head of this topic would be about. I'm looking for it. There it is. Now, they said putting veterans first. That was the purpose of this hearing. Putting veterans first. Is the current VA disability system keeping its promise? It's keeping its promise of putting veterans first. Does sound like they was putting veterans first. Charleston says, so Smiley, said Senator Duckworth, messed up. He's an A. Yeah. Yeah, he is. She spoke her truth. She's talking about being disabled. She's a veteran. Man. But remember, she's a female veteran. I believe she was in combat So what's the deal? Oh, but she's a female veteran. Come on now. Family, y'all better watch these people. And you better watch them close. They sitting here trying to divide us, and we need to unify as veterans. And we can't let nobody I look like we went over it. Now, my question to you now. We've asked this question last night. Do you believe that? Do you feel like they're reading from a script? All these people. Do you feel like Glad was reading from a script? Do you think the senators? Who do you think was reading from a script? Put script and who you think was reading from a script tonight. You think all of them? What's your opinion? Let us know. Who was reading from a script, family? Huh? Who, in your opinion, was reading from a script? Nobody want to hear this here, what we talking about tonight. No, they won't. Yeah. Let us know, fam. What you think of the hearing? What's up with that? Were they reading from a script? Put the script emoji in the chat. Now listen, they going after our protected status, fam. They're going after our protected status. That's the goal. Script, it's a conspiracy. That's Coastie. They all were reading from a script, say Betty Bob's. Come on now. They want to go after our protected status as a disabled veteran so that they can get us back in the workplace as a substitute for your VA disability. What happens when you get fired? Oh, you can't go back and get your disability then? They say, sorry, too late. You started working already, so just file for unemployment now. Come on now. Listen, you're getting disability based on the 14 areas that the VA have for disability. Heart conditions, cardiovascular, dental, oral, digestive system, endocrine system, dealing with the throat and glands, female reproductive system, the urinary system, mental health disorders, musculoskeletal conditions, nervous system, nutrition deficiencies, respiratory. Respiratory system, how you gonna walk around if you can't breathe properly? You have COPD or something. 5 senses, skin, and infectious and immune diseases. What if you can't work areas that expose you to certain things? Script of Twilight Zone. I feel like we're in the Twilight Zone. He didn't bring none of this up. None of them did. They want you, they don't like it because you're getting passive income. They want you to work for that active income. They don't want you getting passive income. That's the goal. And we talked about greed before, but many times veterans file for their VA disability out of desperation because they have no other options. They can't work. Now, if you file for your VA compensation because you was having problems working or you couldn't work, put work in the chat if that was one of the main reasons why you filed for your VA compensation, because either you couldn't work or you were having problems working or you were limited in what you could do. Let us know. Huh? Come on. Put work in the chat if that's one of the main reasons you file for your disability, problems at work and personal life. They don't even bring that up. Sounds like they want to reinvent the wheel from Coastie. Yes. Work was an issue for me. Real problems with work. Dangerous problems at work. Work was an issue for Coastie. Work was an issue for Betty Bob's. Work was one of the reasons that Coastie filed for VA compensation, and Betty Bob's, and Charleston, and H-Town. So why won't he talk to us? He don't want to hear from us. He want to say what his opinion of us is. Now, here's another thing that's a problem, fam. Now, the clickbaiters, and one of them is one that guy that don't really like female veterans in particular. He don't like, he do little grimy stuff when it comes to black veterans, always putting them up as the face of something horrible. First, he got his own partner to do it. That with him, we didn't even know he had a black partner to do the dirty work. Now he's doing it himself. Watch out, now they clickbaiting not for 100%. Now they tell you don't talk about 100%, but he talk about it all the time, right? Come on, we ain't using no names, family, but I'm putting it out there. I want them to know I don't like it. They started off scaring veterans. Started off using clickbait and greed. Now they went to scaring veterans. Now they throwing mud on veterans. They taking that there's an open war against veterans. Like, really with black veterans, they try to show them, I got my 100%. I'm walking through the door. They just walking around. I'm 100%. Like, they always try to say black people peacocking, strutting around and all this stuff to show these people in Congress, look, these black people don't deserve this. These women don't deserve it. He had 2 women up there. 2 women. 2 black people. Then he showed a white person at the end or something. Cut it out. He ain't showing the upper class, Mr. Gad. Why is he still making millions? Why is he able to keep a business and work? But they shaming up and get his disability. You heard he slipped up on that, right? They trying to throw mud on veterans. Come on now. Family, verify information. Whenever you hearing stuff, we look over this, verify the information that they're telling you. Let me ask you this here. I want you to be honest. Did he tell any truth tonight? Gad, the video clips that we went over, did he say anything that was true? Yes or no? Now, and this is going to be more on a personal level, are most so-called veterans, are most so-called veteran advocates pro-veteran, in your opinion? You don't have to do it just based on this video. This is just your opinion. Are most so-called veteran advocates pro-veteran, or they have other agendas? Over at least 50% or more. Let us know. Let us know. Did we answer the question, family? Yes, no, or maybe? If this information has been informative, please like the video. We appreciate it. Share with others and subscribe. Come on, fam. We're not going to cover VA law tonight. We're going to go straight into the news. And the first thing we keep reminding everybody in a few days, about 5 days, it's going to be Veteran Day, 5 to 6 days. No, well, yes, his name. The only thing he told truth about was his name. He did admit he applied for VA disability. Do you think he got it? He showed protective of that. He don't want to seem like a hypocrite. They supposed to question him on that. They treating him like he's a celebrity. Coasty say he spoke the truth when the disability slipped out. Y'all are best. Huh? So, if he's not willing to give up his disability, will you listen to him about yours? Come on, family. I need you to answer this question. If Colonel Dr. Gad will not, he slipped up about his disability, will not be forthcoming about his VA disability, do you think he has any right to advise you on yours? Talk to me, yes or no. Does he have any right to advise you on yours? Let us know. We ain't got enough fair use, but we just gonna put out information. I got some information we want to show you here. This is about travel pay. I tomorrow I should be going to an appointment, and I think MG Smith with Uber rides or something like that. And sister over here, our sister Betty Bob's. Shit. Give me a second, fellas. I hope I. Didn't mean to curse over, fam. Hold on, give me a second. All right, I'm out. I'm in the matrix. Excuse me for my curse word. Oh man. Oh, there y'all go. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Man, it took me out the matrix there. Sorry about the little prophetic. I thought that a lot. Yeah, let me see here. Sound is good. Y'all can see me, okay. Now, family, let's see what y'all got here. Let's close that out. Okay. All right, now here we go. Family, the whole thing get closed out. I was scared. Sorry about that. Now, so Sister Betty Bob's gave us, she's always given us great information, and we thank her for it. And she's talking about travel pay. I guess they got a video on it. Travel pay applying. Hold on, let me see. Applying. Yeah, mister. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Trying to see which one. I got two. Tell me if you hear my voice double. Is it okay? If it's okay, I'm just going to. Is my voice echoing at all? Let me know. Let me check right quick, okay? Give me a sec. Hey, Dan, it's just me. Tell me if you can still hear me now. And I'm gonna turn that sound down on that. Can you still hear me now? No echo says BWM video. Okay, so let's see. Let's see. Well, no. Okay, it's not. Absolutely not. No, you wouldn't take any advice from BM video. So Charleston say no, a lie is a lie. He slipped up, no point. And then 10 likes and watching. They say the sound is good. I had to turn So sound is good. Okay, family. I have two screens open on myself. I had to go back into it. Couldn't find it. So clear H-Town, evening BWM. All right. So now, family, what we want to say is here. Let me see. Can I get it right here? Start my travel pay. Guess I'm gonna have to use the whole screen. So we have travel pay apply now on your phone. This is in VA Health, a healthy vet. Say easy manage travel distribution with the VA Health and Benefits app. Let me see.
Download the latest update to the VA Health and
Let me know if you can get a video. Let me know if you can get a video. Fair use.
Download the latest update to the VA Health and Benefits app. It now makes travel reimbursement easier than ever. Start by viewing your eligible past appointments and choosing the ones you'd like to claim. You'll have 30 days from the appointment date to file. Next, check your eligibility, set up direct deposit, and simply follow the prompts. Make sure your starting point is correct, then review your travel details and confirm everything looks right. Tap submit, and that's it. Your claim is on its way.
All right. We went over that. I can see the video there. Oh, I got to put the video up. So y'all saw the video of it. So everything was good. It kind of threw me off, family. So thank y'all for being here. Let's get back to the business here. Now, our new releases, family. So we got BWM videos this evening to all. We're glad that you're here. Our new releases, family. We did the one we did the video with the Judas Goat. Those who is the Judas Goat when it comes to leading us astray as veterans. We've been following this. We did our video on which states have the largest veteran population. Family, we did. We want to thank Madre for his $25 donation. We want to thank him for that. We appreciate all that have donated in the past. I know this is hard economic times, family. So, we trying to put the word out there. Hold on. Let me see. That's right. Okay. So this is our contact information. Like we say, Madre for the $25 donation. Here's our email address if you'd like to contact us, suggestions or need help from us. Here's our YouTube handle, H-Town Vet Northside, as written, with the case being proper. Our Cash App and PayPal. Now we start getting the conversation started. We want to hear from you. Any questions, comments, or concern about what we talked about or anything else? How's the weather where you're at? Look, we've been here 1 hour and 47 minutes, 49 minutes. We're doing good. And in particular, what is the temperature? Here in the Houston area, Texas area. I'm trying to see. Ain't nobody said something, thing about my Uber help. So hopefully they send me something. Because I got 2 appointments in the morning. And that's the first time I'll be using Uber help. Now the temperature here is 64 degrees. Charleston State in Pennsylvania is 48 degrees and clear. Here is clear and 64 degrees. Let us know, how is the climate where you're at? Family, did we cover it tonight? Let us know. Did we go over it? What you think of what we did? Now, Betty Bob says 41 degrees clear. So it's 48 degrees in Pennsylvania. Right down the road in Maryland, I should say Maryland, it's 41 degrees. A little colder there. Let us know. Fam, let us know. We're about to let me see, because I'm real interested in what is our solution going forward when it comes to this here. Because people out there, other content creators, talking about, oh, just stop talking about your 100%, talking about you having 100%. Well, the cat's out the bag, and we've already said it. And people, when they was listening, they didn't stop talking about 100%. And I told them, stop promising people 100%. Didn't they say that? Stop guaranteeing 100%. Now they don't want you talking about your 100%. Coastal say 42 degrees and clear in Massachusetts. I'm learning how to say the word. Charleston say H-Town found the truth. We got to be on guard. Does it seem like Congress, the people over the Veteran Affairs Department, in Congress, seem like they're working for us or against us? Put for us, but if you think they're working for us, or put against us, or you can just put against. You can put for or against. H-Town, yes, you did answer the question. Thank you. Any other questions, concerns, or comments? Family, our goal is to bring you quality information and the truth. That's why we are here. Now, if y'all don't have any other statements, okay, you feel that Congress is against us. Let me put that in. Let me make a panel. I'm typing it out. Now, we're talking about as a group. Is Congress as a group for or against veterans and their VA compensation? What's your opinion? Because if you Coach say against, Charleston say he believes they're against our VA compensation. Betty say it seems like Congress is on a witch hunt for veterans, and they are veterans in Congress. Yeah, and that's crazy. But they don't think we're supposed to get it. They not on a witch hunt against each other, are they? Family, again, from Sister Betty Box. So family, y'all been so incredible. We thank you. Now we want to say our final goodbyes. I want to say, if y'all don't have nothing else to say, we've been in here for an hour and 5 minutes. We got it under 2 hours. And we thank y'all for being here and supporting us, being with us. We've been averaging about 10 to 11 people. We got up to, I think, 12. And we thank you. Sometimes we get up to 20, 25 on the last one. We thank you, family. Any questions, comments, or concerns, let's start saying good night. I want to say to our brother Charleston, good night. Thank you for the participation. I want to thank Betty Bob, Coast, BWM Video. Thank you so much. And we'll get to the rest of the people. Now listen to this thing. And Ship A. Betty Bob is from Charleston. And the ones who speak up for veterans seem to be female and get flack. He wants to criticize Senator Duckworth. She's a female veteran. It ain't but what? How many female veterans are in there? How many female are in the Congress, including the Senate and the House? Betty Bob said, family, have an amazing week. H-Town, I probably won't be there Thursday. Okay. We may not come Thursday. We may not come Thursday because we've already done our thing now. We'll see. But I know we know your heart will be here if we do come. Now, I think this information is very much needed. And we want to take Terrell Mothers, thank you for being here and supporting us, being encouraging. And family, we didn't chat much, we didn't stay long. We got to it. Family, goodbye, family. Say goodbye to each other. Thank you. We appreciate you. We want to say goodbye. H-Town tomorrow is a day medal. Yeah, I got 2 appointments tomorrow. BWM videos, I appreciate you. And everyone in here, I have learned a lot since I started watching. Wow. Well, give me some of the things that you've learned. If I learned one thing tonight, tell me one thing that y'all learned tonight. Did you learn anything? I learned that he want to do away. I heard it, but I hadn't confirmed it tonight. He want to do away with any disability under what percentage did he say? Do y'all remember that veterans should not be compensated under what VA disability percentage? Betty Bob said, good night, shipmate. Tell me if y'all learned anything in it tonight. Coach said, good night, fam. Let us know. We're going to get ready to close it out. But tell us if you learned anything and what was the percentage he said it should start at. That it should start at. Close, but not, it's not 60. Where should the VA disability? He did mention that, but you pretty sharp. Good night, family shipmate. He said at 70%. He said 60 and below. He did mention 60. How he slipped up and lied. See, 80%. Now he said 70. So he really said 60. He was real deceptive with his word. He said anybody with a 60 rating or below shouldn't get it. Meaning he was implying that 70 above should. He real stick with his word. What if you think he's disabled, put DV in the chat. If you think Gad is disabled veteran, put DV in the chat. If you think he's a disabled veteran, put DV in the chat. The same person criticizing veterans getting disability. Who think he getting some VA compensation? BWM. Who thinks he's a disabled veteran? Put DV in the chat. Let us know. Betty Bob thinks he's a disabled veteran. H-Town, I think he's a disabled veteran. Because he talked about applying for it, and he was very backed up. I learned no one has our back but us. If you want a friend, look in the mirror. Huh? You look in the mirror. Coach said he's a disabled veteran. That's your opinion. That's mine too. Family, Thank y'all. Appreciate y'all. Love for y'all. Till next time, keep posted. I may not have a live stream on Thursday. If I don't, you won't see one in the schedule, and we'll just come back on Sunday or keep out. Might come early. Family, so thank you. We appreciate you, and we thank you for all the things that you've done to help this channel going and on top, and keep the integrity. Family, my goal is to keep this integrity going. And we need to be very careful on who we allow to represent us. Remember, so-called, just because somebody is so-called veteran advocate, don't mean that they're pro-veteran. Okay? And we want to thank y'all, and we want y'all to have a wonderful night. We just made 2 hours. We did real good tonight. And we'll see you on the next.